Hello and good morning. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. I am sitting down to edit some videos for today. I'm getting ready to edit my Wolf in the Whale review. I got some mail yesterday and I wanted to show you guys. So the first thing I got I was not expecting at all. This is from Bunny. If you guys know, Bunny is someone who comments on a lot of our YouTube videos. If you look in our comments, you'll see these super long, really well thought out comments, and they are from Bunny. Bunny is one of the first subscribers that I ever really connected with, and she's become a friend. Like, we talk all the time, like pretty much every day, and I adore her. But she sent me Loading Penguin Hugs, heartwarming comics from Cheebird. I don't know who that is, but it's sent by Jacqueline Chen. But essentially these are all of the little emojis that we send each other on Twitter. Are these not just the cutest freaking things? It was really sweet of her to send these to me. I just want to look at all of them. Things we all need more of. Warm hugs, good sleep, adventures, interesting conversations, laughter, and happy dances. Like, this is the one that always sticks in my mind. This is the one that we always send each other on Twitter. Like, everybody who's ever sent a GIF on Twitter always sends this one. So I thought that was very sweet, and I'm gonna treasure this for forever. It's honestly really fucking cute. The next thing that I got is something that makes me equally as emotional, if not more emotional, if that was physically freaking possible. I got a book yesterday. I don't have the first one because a friend came over yesterday and I let them borrow A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe and Kings of the Wild because he was looking for something to read, and all of the books that I was suggesting from the library, because he was at the library, were already taken out. I think they had one copy of A Big Ship and one copy of Kings of the Wild, and both were being borrowed. But I got in the mail A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy. This is the second book that follows A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe. If you guys have been following me for any amount of time, I will link up in the cards, wherever it goes, the book diary, like book vlog, I guess, that I did for the first book in this series. I cried through a lot of that vlog. I just loved the series, or I loved the book so much. I loved the characters so much. I loved just pretty much everything about that book. I am currently 98 pages of the way through this one already, so I am making good headway. I want to spend a lot of today reading it. But I'm gonna cry. A couple of weeks ago, the author knew that I was requested this book from Orbit, knew that I wanted to read it, and they told me to keep an eye out for the acknowledgements, and I am in the acknowledgements. So I knew that this was gonna be in here, but I think just seeing it in person is a lot different in a way. Yeah, give me a second. So essentially, it says, "Thank you to Just Reads Books for my first ever video review," which is the vlog that I was telling you guys about. "Watching you take the journey through my story was such a thrill and the closest thing I've ever had to real-time feedback." So doing booktube or doing book reviews or doing, like, being in this, like, community or in this, I want to call it a club, but, you know, doing what we do, you don't get a lot of, sometimes you feel like, what's the point? Like, the woman who sends these books to me always puts posts up that are like, your reviews matter, what you say matters, what you think of books matters, like, you giving us feedback on books matters, like, and we're really thankful for what you do, because she understands that it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to do these, and, you know, you're not getting paid to do them, you're doing them because you truly love reading and you truly want to, you know, share what you think of books with other people. And for the last, I don't know, like 4 months, I've been wondering, or, you know, on and off, like, not seriously wondering, but occasionally wondering, like, does it matter what I'm doing? Does any of this really matter? Like, you know, we all go through it. Like, I worry about that, about pretty much everything that I do. But to have, oh, I'm gonna cry so much in this video. Where's my tissue? Where's my tissue? I'm such a crier that I literally keep toilet paper in my office for this very reason. But to have the author themselves be like, what you did truly helped, truly affected, and truly meant something to me, that's a lot. And just to think that what you are doing Even though some people, like, there's been a lot of people in the community recently, like authors or just other, like, really shitty people, we've all seen it on Twitter, who are like, your reviews don't matter, what you do don't matter, what book reviewers do doesn't matter. And to see this and know that it mattered, like, I don't know, it just means a lot to me. I know a lot of you guys can probably relate, but this is like a really big deal. But this is a really big deal to me because I never seriously considered being an author. I never seriously considered being a publisher or an editor or, you know, whatever. But reading is my life. Reading has always been my life. Reading will always be something that is a huge part of me. So when I first started doing blogging and I started talking to authors, and the first author that I ever talked to was Jay Kristoff, actually, like a long time ago, back in my old Twitter when he first released Storm Dancer. And that was like a huge deal to me. I was like, wow, I'm talking to an author. And now I regularly have conversations with authors. You know, like we all have back and forth on Twitter. A lot of the authors we follow are cool enough to like respond to like Instagram tags or like things on Twitter. And then now this, it's like, you feel validated in a way, like you really feel like what you're doing matters. And I don't know, I'm just being like super fucking emotional. But I like, when they told me to keep an eye out for the acknowledgements, I was like, wow, I wonder what that means. And like a part of me was like, oh, maybe I'm in it. And I was like thinking that maybe I was in it. And then I was like, you might be getting your hopes up too much. You don't know what they meant by it. And then to see it, it's just, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. Like, I'm crying. I don't know, it just means so much to me. And I want to say you guys have no idea, but I imagine a lot of you might have some idea. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that even if you are feeling discouraged, and even if you are getting told by people in your life or on social media or fucking whatever that what you're doing doesn't matter, it matters, I think, more than you know. And I think that it matters more than authors are able to convey to us or the publishers are able to convey to us. Like, it means a lot. And I don't know, I just wanted to pass that along. And now I'm gonna probably go cry some more. Probably try to read more of this book while crying some more and edit my video. I don't know if I'll update you guys later tonight. I'm gonna try to read more of A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy and just let you guys know what I'm thinking of it. So far, at 90 pages in, I'm already so in love. If you guys have read this story, if you've read the first one, you'll know that this is just such a great continuation so far. They've got Boots again. They're back with Boots. Nyla and Orna had like a really cute relationship going on, and I ship them so fucking hard. Nyla's my girl, and Boots is my girl, and Orna's my girl. I really just love all of the characters. So I'm really excited to keep reading it, but I just wanted to update you guys. I'm gonna get off here because I'm hella emotional today. Like, I mean, I got this yesterday and was like crying on my husband, but I'm like super, super emotional. So I'm gonna get off here before I make an ass out of myself. But I love you guys, and I will see you in my next update. Hello and good morning. It is Friday morning. I wanted to show you guys what I am reading because it's been a few days since I've updated you. Also, I went to the library this morning and got some good stuff, and I wanted to share it. I've been using my library so much. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been talking about it nonstop because we truly have like the greatest library ever. But I am on page 167 of A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy. I am loving this. There was a monster / god in the first one named Mother, who I thought was fucking horrifying, and she's not in this one, but there's a new monster in this one who kind of works through electricity and like video, but it is also sort of just like a ghost. It's really fucking cool. I don't remember its name. I don't know if its name's even been said in this because they don't really necessarily know what it is. Also, there's a point in this where the group has to go kind of undercover because they're really well known from saving the galaxy essentially in the first one, and they go to someone to kind of get resculpted. She's called like the sculptor. They're called the sculptor. What I really like is Orna at one point in time addresses them and uses the incorrect pronouns, and the sculptor says, I would like to be called they, we are they. So it was really cool because Orna goes, well, what would you like us to call you? Like, what are your pronouns, basically? And I didn't know I needed that in a book. Like, I use she pronouns, but I still appreciate that people ask. I think it's really fucking important. So I'm really, really loving, like, super loving the book. Like, it makes me so happy. Like, it really just, like, fills me with warmth when I read about it because I love the characters so much. The next comic I got a comic a couple of days ago in the mail. I loved the first one and was super excited to pick up the second one. It is from the Panels Book Club. I will leave the link down below to the club and the video that I did on this. I'll put in the cards up above, but it's Spaceboy Volume 2. I love the art for these. Like, I think they're just so simply done, but also done really well. And I'm excited to have that finally. And then this morning I read Volume 4 of The Woods because I got my holds for Volume 4 and 5 a couple of days ago. So I did read Volume 4. Not my favorite of the series, but not the worst. But I do have Volumes 5, 6, 7, and 8 with me today. I really want to finish the series. I don't know how many are in the series. I don't know if there's more than 8. My library only offered up to 8. I do plan on eventually buying the series because I really want my husband to read it. I think that it's just phenomenal and it's getting really interesting. They're meeting in the last volume, in Volume 4, they met another group of people and it was like a dirty secret that the people of New London, where they live, kind of hid from them. And it's fantastic. Like, I did like that portion of it. Now, Volume 4, like I said, wasn't my favorite because they introduced, like, a drug to the group. There's, like, a drug that they've kind of outlawed within their group, and there's a couple of kids who are vying for, like, power of the community, essentially. So I did like certain aspects of it, but it did kind of lack a little bit. It was a little bit weird. There's a character that I absolutely fucking hate that played a main part in the 4th volume. So I'm excited to be done with them. Although I think because of the ending of the 4th one, I'll probably be seeing them a lot more. I just really want them to die at this point. I do not like them. I want things to blow up in their face. But yeah, that is what I'm reading. I will try to update you guys tonight when I get home on what I thought of everything. I'm really hoping to finish the comics, which should take a couple of hours. And then I really, really want to finish A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy. Like, I want to know what happens, but I'm, like, also really nervous about it because you guys know this is one of my favorite series of all time. I am so in love with the characters. Like, honestly, the plot could be super weak, but as long as I had my characters, I would be okay. And I don't often say that about books, but I just think these characters are so fleshed out and realistic and lovable, and I truly, truly love them. Like, Boots and Orna are my favorite. Well, Boots, Orna, and, you know, honestly, I just like everybody. But Boots, Orna, and Nyla, especially Boots. Boots is my absolute favorite. I'm going to be doing a review for this hopefully in December because that's when the book comes out. But yeah, that's going to be it for my update. I want to read a little bit. I have about an hour before I need to go into work. I thought things that I needed to get done before work would have taken more time. So I'm here quite a bit early. And it's super cozy because it's extra cold out. It's like 35 degrees today, but I'm like all bundled up because I hate being cold. And I have my space heater with me for work. But that is going to be it for this update. I hope you guys had a good Friday. This weekend's a little bit crazy, but next weekend starts the Fall into Fantasy readathon, as well as I don't work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which I don't normally work, but I also don't work Thursday, and I have shorter hours on Friday. So I'm really excited to have so much time to really get into the readathon and hopefully get a lot done. There's a couple of things that I need to do. Obviously, I have dinner with my family and my husband's family and just a couple of other things, but I'm hoping that I will have a good amount of time to just sit down and really read. But yeah, also I got the community tab today on YouTube. I woke up and they were like, hey, you have the community tab. So keep an eye on the community tab. I'm going to be doing polls and such. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've just been filming videos when I want to film them. And I think since I took off the pressure of needing to upload on certain days, it's been a lot easier for me to film a ton of videos at once. So I put up 5 videos last week, and it was super easy to film. It was really not forced. It was just very organic, and I'm really glad to have so much content right now. But some days or some weeks there will only be like 2 videos. Some weeks there will be like a video every day. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this update. I love you guys. I will check in with you guys hopefully tonight when I get home. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. I wanted to update you guys on my reading really quickly. I have to kind of hurry because I need to go into work. But I did finish Spaceboy Volume 2. I like this one even more than the first one. There's a little bit less about her ability to be able to sense tastes in people, but I like the character development in this one a lot. Also, I really like, if you saw my review for it, the fact that she has a really good relationship with her parents. I really find that refreshing. And then I also read All of the Woods, which I think the 9th one just came out, and my library doesn't carry it. And I'm really sad because I wanted to read it, and I was trying to find it online last night, but I couldn't find it. I would say The Horde Volume 5 was my least favorite out of all of them so far. I really like that we're getting more information on like how they're able to be there and if whether or not they can get home, and it's really, really cool. And I'm glad that I finally read them. And then I am on page, I'm gonna finish this today. We were so busy last night. 249 of A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy, which is getting really good. Some stuff happened and I'm not okay. And we're gonna see how it turns out in the end, but so far I'm like traumatized by what happened yesterday in the book, so I'm really excited to finish it today and see. I'm gonna update you guys tonight when I get home on my full thoughts of A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy, because I need to go into work. I have just a few minutes before I need to be in, but I will definitely update you guys tonight because I don't work a full shift. I only work till 11. So I will see you guys tonight and give you my full thoughts on what I thought for A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy, because I'm definitely going to finish it. I cannot wait to finish it. I need to know what happens. I think my vlog is just going to turn into a car vlog because that's basically the only place that I've updated you guys this week. But it is because I'm always in my car because I'm always at work. But I'm updating you guys. I got off work early last night and then just went home and kind of hung out with my husband, so I didn't get to finish A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy, but I'm on page 409. So I have a little less than 100 pages today, actually a little less than 70, I think, to finish it. And I'm really excited because there's like a heist in this book, and it's a little bit more, how do you want to explain it? Like, I mean, it's definitely a sci-fi book, but the fact that there's heists and stuff, it's really cool. And I like the technical terms in this book a lot. And then obviously I still love the characters. I will update you guys tonight when I finish it to let you know fully what I thought of it. I promise I will absolutely do that tonight. But I'm really liking it. Honestly, like, I mean, I've been saying this the whole vlog. I just truly love this series and love the characters. And I'm really excited to finish it and see what I think. And then I'm going to move on to The Stand this afternoon. I'm only like 30 pages into that, so I have about a week left to finish it, but the Fall into Fantasy readathon is coming, so I want to finish that tonight. I'm going to read a good chunk of it while I'm at work, and then try to finish it when I get home tonight, because my husband should be in bed because he has school early tomorrow. So I'm going to try to read that, and then he's busy all day tomorrow, so hopefully I could just spend the time reading. I've already edited most of this vlog up until today, so I just need to add whatever I talk about today into it. So I'm trying to like really plan for this because there's so many books that I want to read for the readathon, and I'm really bad at readathons, but I did want to participate and I do want to try, so we shall see. But I think I'm going to read Forest of a Thousand Lanterns first, because it seems the most interesting to me of all the ones that I like, in the sense of I want to know if the hype is real, because I've heard really bad things about it and I want to know what I think of it, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it, because some people said they went into it as a Mulan retelling, but it's not. So I just want to go into it just as a book by itself, not, you know, anything that it was marketed as, and just see what I think of it. But that's gonna be my update for now. I will update you guys tonight when I get home and let you know what I think of A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy and what I thought of the little bit of Salem's Lot that I'm gonna be able to read this evening. Hello, I am home. I've actually been home. It's 3:02 in the morning. I was trying to respond to YouTube comments, but I can't get my laptop to work, and I don't want to sit at my desk right now. I also sound like I'm dying. I'm sort of losing my voice, and I think it might be because of the weather. I am so looking forward to this week. I'm just ready to have 4 days off. Also, I saved my plant. Would you like to see the plant that I saved? So this is my big plant, my hanging plant that used to be on a different shelf. I had to move it away from a window, but I thought it was dying, and then I realized I forgot to water it, and now, I don't know if you can tell, but these leaves up on the top are finally perking back up, so I saved it. I actually really like that you guys are interested in the plants that I have. Some of them are fake. I have 3 that I think are fake, but I kind of showed you guys in my tour which ones are real and which ones weren't. My real ones are my favorite ones. My money tree is probably, I want to say it's my favorite, but I think the one I just showed you is. But I really like that you guys are interested in the plants that I have. I think it's actually kind of cool. A lot of people on the last video that I posted, you know, if I could respond to those comments, I would say that I am excited that you guys are excited about the plants, and a lot of people said that they were surprised to see how many plants that I had, and then they didn't know that I had so many plants, and I was like, well, maybe I should talk about plants more. But yeah, I am here for an update. I have quite an update to have. Nice chat with you guys. One of the books that I'm going to be talking about, which won't come as any surprise, is A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy. I finished this book. I am going to be doing a full review on it in December, so I won't go too much into this. I'm going to try to do that video without spoilers, but this book ruined me. I was at work and we were slow and I was reading it and I was getting to the end and I was like, fuck, this thing is gonna happen. I know this thing's gonna happen, and the thing fucking happened. So I'm standing up front and I'm basically bawling my eyes out, and I thought about it this morning. I was putting on like mascara and I was like, alright bitch, you know what book you're reading? You need to put on waterproof mascara because it's probably gonna make you fucking cry. Like, I planned my day around that shit. Like, I knew it was gonna happen. Because Alex did not mess around with my emotions in this book at all. I was messaging them earlier, like, how upset I was. Because no one I know has read this because it's not out yet, but y'all need to pre-order it and buy the person who haven't bought it because I need people to talk to about this book. But I was messaging them just about the ending and how blown away I was pretty much by the whole book. But like I said, there's going to be a full review in December because the book releases in December, so I want to do my full review a little bit closer to that. But just know that this is another 5-star read for me, and this continues to be one of my favorite series of all time. Like, I'm rating this up there with Harry Potter, you guys. Like, it's high on the list of series that I fucking love, and I have to say that the relationship developments in this book really affected me, and I don't just mean like sexual relationships, I don't just mean, you know, like those kinds, I mean like professional relationships, friendships, the fact that this crew forms a family. Like, you get a good sense of it in the first one, but I think there's a lot of emphasis on it in this one. And if you know me, which, like, if you knew me personally and you were in a situation with me and this was like brought up, my friends are basically my family. Like, when I talk about my friends on YouTube, like, they are basically my family. Like, I love them so much. I would go to the ends of the earth for them. To quote Nyla, I would travel to the center of a black hole if I was asked to. I just truly love these characters, I have to say. And I would say that Boots is my favorite. It's funny because she actually kind of reminds me of Bunny. If you guys know who Bunny is, she comments on all of our videos and I absolutely adore her. And for some reason while reading this, I just picture Boots as Bunny. And I just like, it like brings it home for me in a way. Like, I don't know why, but I think it's because she's super sassy and like quick-witted and funny. And I think that's just why I associate her with Bunny, and I know she's gonna read this series and not be able to get that out of her head. But I just love Boots and I just love the characters and I love the story. The story's so cool, and the villain in this is fucking terrifying. Like, this villain is probably the most terrifying villain. I kind of mentioned this earlier, there's a heist in this one and I really appreciated that. There's like a lot of new locations that are discovered and I really like that as well. I also like that this book didn't shy away from kind of hurting you emotionally in a way, because it definitely hurt me emotionally. But I don't know, I'm so sad that it's over. I can't wait for the next one. I don't know when it comes out, but I need it already. But yeah, if you guys haven't read the series, you absolutely should, and keep an eye out for the review that I'm going to do in December. The next book that I was reading, what page am I on? Let's see. I am on page 173 of the Salem's Lot. I was going to say The Stand. I'm reading Salem's Lot. I am going to try to read a little bit more of this tonight, but so far I'm loving it. I can see why people really like it. It's about an author that goes back to a town that I think at one point in time he may have lived when he was super young, and he meets a girl, but he's writing a story about a house that is in this town. The house is like kind of become a myth at this point. There was a man and his wife that lived there, and they found them dead. And the wife had been killed and the husband had hung himself, so they assumed obviously that he had done it. And the house was pretty much booby-trapped, and you find out a little bit later that he was like a mobster. I'm not going to give a whole lot of the story away, but it is an old as fuck book, so I feel like at this point you can't avoid spoilers. But he was a mobster, and the house has been abandoned. Kids go there on dares, you know, to go inside. And our author, so I guess, yeah, he did live there, when he was like 8, I think 8 or 9, went in on an initiation to get into this like exclusive like friend group, and they were like, well, if you can bring something out of the house, then you can like hang out with us, because they were little. And he goes in and finds like a snow globe, and then he's like, you know, fuck it, like I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna really prove these guys wrong. And so he goes upstairs and he finds and he sees essentially the ghost of the man who hung himself. But what's really cool about this book is I'm getting sort of vampire vibes. I don't know if it's vampires, because I think Salem's Lot is vampires, because I think The Stand is like a weird outbreak that happens. But there are these two guys who come back and buy the house, and the author, when he moves back to town, wanted to buy the house, and they find out that it's been bought, and they bought it for like $1, and it's this crazy like conspiracy thing that's going on. And these two boys, one goes missing and the other one is dead, but the guy burying him starts having like interactions with the kid while he's burying him, and I guess the kid like wakes back up. So I'm thinking it's vampires. There's like a dog that's murdered at one point, so if you're super sensitive to that, I wouldn't read it. And there's also child abuse, like really bad child abuse. I was reading it and I was like, holy fuck, like as a victim of child abuse, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. But it's fantastic. I can understand why it's people's favorites. I'm hoping to read a good bit of it before I go to bed, and maybe I'll read enough of it to like update you guys again tomorrow. We'll see. The Fall into Fantasy readathon starts tomorrow, and it's my goal to have a lot of this book read and finished, so that I can really dive into some stuff. I'm trying to figure out what book I want to start with tomorrow. So we'll see, but I want to have this book finished before then, so we shall see if I'm able to do that. But that is going to be it for this update right now. I want to sit down and kind of collect my thoughts to do a review on the big ship. Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy. I want to do that first, but I think I'm going to write my review tomorrow. There's a lot that I want to get done tomorrow. My husband's gone all day, and I wanted to use that time to read, but I think I just might use that time to kind of get some things done that I want to get done. But yeah, that's going to be for this update. I will see you guys probably tomorrow morning with a little bit more update on what I'm thinking of Salem's Lot, and hopefully I'm able to finish it. I have like 200 pages left, so we'll see. Hello, I thought I would get on here and close out the vlog. I need to edit this morning because the Fall into Fantasy readathon starts today, because today is Monday the 18th, and I want to get started on that because there's so many good books that I want to read. I am on about page 200 of Salem's Lot. I am going to be periodically reading this throughout the rest of the month, but primarily focusing on the books that I have for the readathon. Right now, I'm going to edit this vlog and wrap up the books that I read this week. What I've been doing on Goodreads is, as I read, I've been trying not to stress myself out, but as I read, if I'm reading like a graphic novel or something, it's a lot easier to write a review for it, because usually it's like, you know, like 5 or 6 sentences, because you can't really, I find it hard to talk about, like the first volume, I can talk about the characters and the art and, you know, the plot, and the later you get into the volumes, like this past week I read all of The Woods, well, all but the last one, because as you guys know, I can't find the last one. But the later you get in the volumes, it's more so just about the plot is carrying along, the characters are good, but you kind of run out of things really to talk about. At least I do personally. So I will update those as I finish them. And then the bigger novels that I finish, I will save to do like a day full of reviews, like a day that I don't have any priorities, I don't have anything that I need to do, I'm generally alone. Usually it's when my husband goes and plays D&D. I like to create an atmosphere that really breeds creativity or breeds comfort, like what I'll do just as like a routine, I guess. Like my husband is gonna come home from school here in a little bit. We're gonna hang out for a little while and then he's gonna leave for D&D. And usually what I'll do is I'll shower, or I will put on a face mask or something and kind of wind down, make myself some tea, and then I will come into my office and make sure that it is clean. Usually I'll clean before I shower, before I really start to try to unwind, because you don't want to unwind and then clean and then you're like, ugh, like you just undid all of it. But I will make sure my office is clean so that when I sit down to work, my space is clean and organized and uncluttered. I try to keep up with that during the week, but there's a little bit of clutter here and there on my desk today and in my office today. I did purge a bunch of things. I don't know if I talked to you guys about that, but I'm trying to get rid of things that don't serve me anymore. I don't like clutter. There's quite a bit of clutter in our house. When my husband and I got together, obviously we put our things together. I did not own that much stuff. I am not from, like, I got my first apartment when I was 17 and was working full time, and I couldn't really afford certain things. And my husband's always been really good with money, but when we got together, and obviously we moved around a lot, and you start accumulating things. So we have our combined stuff, and then we have stuff that we've purchased together. So we have quite a bit of stuff. So recently I've just been going through and getting rid of things that I don't need, things that are expired, things that I can donate. You know, I've been really focusing on that recently, but I will try to make sure that I have a clean space, and then I will sit down and maybe light a candle. I did get some candles from Bath & Body Works. I got Campfire Coffee, which is one of my favorites, and then Champagne Dreams, I think is what the other one is called. Those are like my two favorite candles from Bath & Body Works. And I will like light a candle and brew some tea and sit down and just focus on what I'm doing. And I think setting up that kind of environment makes it more enjoyable. It makes it seem less like work, because I feel like a lot of people, we struggle sometimes with writing reviews or getting things done that we need to get done because we feel kind of like it's work. And I try to remind myself that what I do for YouTube and what I do for book reviewing is something that I want to do, and it's not a job. And just remembering that really makes it easier for me to not struggle with getting it done. So that is what I'm gonna do tonight. I really can't wait to just like catch up on stuff. So I've had a lot of the larger novels that I've read this week just sitting on my Goodreads, and I'm gonna be reviewing those and updating. Moving into the Fall into Fantasy readathon, I am still reading Kingdom of Ash. I'm listening to that, and I am still listening to Furyborn, but it is okay because I listen to those in the car. It's not something that I kind of separate my reading time. I have my reading time that I do at work, I have my reading time that I do at home, and then I have the audiobooks that I listen to in the car. So during the Fall into Fantasy readathon, it's going to be easy to listen to the books that I'm listening to because I don't really have a timeline for those. And then just focusing primarily at work on the books that I'm reading for the Fall into Fantasy. Although this week I'm at home quite a bit, so I'll need to try to figure out time for that. Sometimes I like to set aside time for reading. Normally I just like to read when I'm feeling inspired to read, when I want to read, but sometimes I like to make it a priority. And it's because I know it brings me joy, and once I'm in the mindset and am reading, it'll make me happier, even when I don't really feel like it necessarily. And I try to do that without making it seem like a chore. But that is going to be it for this update. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm sorry it's kind of been all over the place. Nothing really happened this week. It was one of those weeks where you're prepping for a really busy week, and I've been so in my head with reading A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy that it's been more of an experience for me, and it's been hard to share. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a review for that. But that is going to be it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a fantastic week. I truly want you guys to have good weeks. I love hearing about your week. So let me know down below something good that happened to you this week. I would say something good that happened to me, obviously, is the first thing that I spoke about in this vlog. But I love you guys a lot, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys are going to be following along starting today when you guys see this for the Fall into Fantasy readathon. If you guys want any more information, I'll link the video up above that I did for my TBR and all of the information that we have for it. But I will see you guys in my next video.